Hi, I'm Miss Hearn. Let's get started. And if you find this video helpful, please remember to give it a thumbs up. That helps other students to find the video. So in this next item here that we're going to look at, I want you to keep in mind that f prime represents the derivative or the slope of the tangent line. Okay, here I have a graph of f of x equals x squared. And we're going to use it to estimate the value of f prime at each of these x coordinates, each of these x values. Okay, so here's the graph of f. When it says f prime at -1, that's the same as saying slope of the tangent line at -1. So I would have to come over and look at the graph, look at the point -1, 1, and have to imagine the tangent line to the graph at that point, which would look something like this. Okay, now we're just estimating here. I didn't ask you to actually find the derivative at that point, but I'm just looking at the graph and estimating the slope. So which one looks closest to the slope? -2, -1/2, 0, or 2. So when you're thinking about that, remember that a line that is falling from left to right has a negative slope. A line that's horizontal has a 0 slope, and a line that's rising from left to right has a positive slope. So immediately we can eliminate 0 and positive, right? Because this tangent line is falling from left to right. So which one looks like it's about the right slope, -2 or -1/2? So I'm thinking of rise over run. And so if you think about this, looks like about down 2 to the right 1. So rise over run would be -2 over +1, which would be -2. So if you guessed A, that's the correct answer. Good. All right, so I'd like you to do the same thing, except think about the point where x is equal to 0. So we're looking for f prime of 0. The options are on the screen there: -1/3, 0, 1/3, and 1. Imagine drawing in the tangent line and what that tangent line would look like. All right, so the most popular choice was B, 0, which is correct. Let's take a look. If you got it right, give yourself a little pat on the back there. Good job. So if you draw in a tangent line at a vertex, it's going to end up being flat. Remember, the way we get the tangent line is we look at secant lines that are very close by. So coming in from the left, we would have lines like the red one there. They would have a negative slope. Choosing points closer and closer to 0, it's going to flatten out, flatten out, flatten out. It's getting very close to 0 coming in from the left. On the right, we have positive slopes, but if we pick points closer and closer to 0 for our secant lines, you'll see they're flattening out as well. They're becoming very tiny positive values. So for example, we might have a slope of 1, and then 1/2, and then 1/10, and so on. It's getting very, very shallow, very, very flat. So the limit is going to be a slope of 0. And that happens every time you have a vertex on your graph. The answer to that one was B. Let's look at one more. What do you think would be the value of f prime of 1, the derivative at 1? All right, so the most popular option was C, and that is correct. Good job. All right, so now let's talk about why. So first of all, I'm going to take the approach that we did before, and I'm just going to draw in a tangent line to help myself visualize it. Definitely a positive slope. It is not 0, it's not horizontal, and it is not negative. So I can eliminate the -2, and I can eliminate the 0. And then the rest is thinking about rise over run. So rise over run is, looks like to the right 1 and up 2. So that's going to be +2 over +1, which is +2. Close enough anyway. It's definitely not, it's definitely rising more than it's going horizontally. So it would not be 1/2. 2 is the correct answer. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That will help other students to find the video.